Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, geeks of all sorts, welcome to the Art House Legends vidcast. This is MovieDude Eric, and I have a special guest with me.
Hey, I'm Lauren from the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast, and I'm so excited.
Yes, we are talking about the latest trailer for Star Wars, The Force Awakens, which just dropped just about an hour ago. And, okay, it's time for confessions. How many times have you seen it?
Oh, God. Okay. I saw it a bunch of times. I'm not sure how many in regular speed. And then about 3 times going just like frame by frame, stopping and being like, okay, so this is what they're doing. What is she looking at? What is she crying over? What's this in the background? So, yeah.
Oh man, it's funny because okay, I think I've seen it at least 15 times. Just because after I watch it, I have to watch it again, and I have to watch it again, and I have to watch it again, and I wanted to do the kind of frame by frame, but it's just like I didn't want to because I was really enjoying the vibe of the trailer, and it's just so.
So the first time I tried to do it scene by scene, like when you were like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm like, okay, so I need to sound educated. I need to have all this prepared. I did that for about the first 3 scenes, and then I just started watching it, and then I was like, crap, I got to go back and do this again.
Oh man, yeah, that's exactly. I did get to a point because there was a scene where Ray, Daisy Ridley says, you know, that there have been stories, and like part of me is just like, okay, I wanted to savor that. All right, I mean, because let's be honest here, what Han Solo says, for me, all of it, you know, the Jedi, the Sith, the Jedi, the dark side, the Jedi, all of it. Okay, understand that for me, especially, I was getting a call back to A New Hope, where
with Obi-Wan, right?
Yes, it's like okay, religions and ancient weapons aren't the same as a good blaster side. And here it is. He's finally.
And he's taken Obi-Wan. He is the Obi-Wan in this movie. And then, oh my God, just seeing him and Chewie and Leia and just, oh my God, I was just so excited. And I started crying during the trailer when the music started swelling and it's the Force theme and you see Han and Leia hugging. And I just burst into tears. My husband's looking over me like, you're ridiculous. And I'm like, no, I'm so happy. And of course, the last trailer that came out, I cried in that too. And all the stuff that was at, you know, Comic-Con, I cried at that too. He's like, you know that the last Star Wars movie wasn't even that, you know, long ago. It's just like 10 years. And I'm like, but this is a new one. You don't understand.
This is a new one, but it's also a continuation of a story that is about 30 years in the past. And for me, that's a very big difference, because with the prequels, it's kind of like giving us backstory of a story we've already had. We're in unknown territory here. We don't know what's going to happen. They've thrown all of the EU stuff kind of right out the window. And so now we're going into uncharted territory here.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to look up. So right before I got on, I was looking at Twitter, you know, of course, trying to see who's pointed out what. And one of the banners, okay, so there's a shot where it's Han leading Rey and Finn into what I'm presuming is Maz Kanata's pirate den. And somebody from Rebel Force Radio pointed out, oh, look, there's the Mandalorian, you know, skull on there. And then I was showing Scott, and he's like, is that the Starforge banner? So I need to remind myself to look at that.
Oh yes, Twitter's been all of blaze about that over the last 15 minutes. It's kind of funny. It's like
it does look like the Starforge banner.
I can only imagine what it's going to be like in about a week after they've literally dissected every millisecond of this trailer, finding
by tomorrow, somebody on IO9 on the Married Sue on the Force.net, they're gonna have the shot by shot, and here's what this is, and here's what this is a callback to, and all that.
But
IO9 has already posted it.
Of course.
So, yes. Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
All right, well, let's break this down to 5 moments in the trailer that are like the most satisfying. Probably not even the most recognizable, but for a fangirl, what is it that just really got you?
Okay, number 1, Han and Leia hugging. I've been a little worried for the past few months, ever since the comic reveal that Han was already married. And my friends and I started really arguing about this. We're like, okay, is it a deal breaker if Han and Leia aren't together in the new movies? And of course, then I went to Dallas Comic Con a few months ago, and Carrie Fisher signed a comic book of mine, and she signed it Mrs. Han Solo.
Oh.
So we're like, well, she thinks they're together, so who are you going to believe?
Yeah, but let's be honest here.
Yeah,
George Lucas was known to wear a shirt that said Han shot first. So, this is not the most reliable.
I know. But I mean, considering that I was shipping them before I knew what shipping was, I didn't realize what a huge thing this was to me until there was the possibility that it might not happen. And then I was like, no. Okay, other than that,
number 4. Come on.
Number 4. The force is within you, let it in. I'm pretty sure that female voice in the trailer is Lupita Nyong'o as Maz Kanata.
I honestly think it's Leia.
I don't think so. That doesn't sound like Carrie Fisher. It sounds to me a lot like Lupita Nyong'o.
Well,
we know that Maz Kanata is the one who's giving Leia the lightsaber in the trailer, in the previous trailer.
Really?
Yes. If you look at those hands, one of them is clearly Leia's, the one accepting the lightsaber, because we know based on the costume, the sleeves and all that, they're the same. The other hand, it's orange, it's smaller, it's very clearly alien. And we're really sure that it's Maz Kanata, who, if you've seen the most recent poster, we're really sure, based on the previous concept art and everything, that she's this little alien that's off sort of towards the left-hand side of the trailer over near Kylo Ren. So I'm really sure that's the first sound glimpse of her that we've had. And I'm really excited because I want to see what role she plays. I want to see if maybe she's like kind of a scoundrelly Yoda, or just what role she's going to play. I really want her. I really want to like her because I really like Lupita Nyong'o.
Well, that's the thing. I honestly think that it's going to be Luke that's the Yoda here. For me, I feel like what this, at least half of the film is going to be about finding Luke. I get that. And in fact, I want to say it's a race between the two forces who's going to get to him first. Or at least that's kind of how I'm getting it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Because we've barely seen Luke at all. We've seen little glimpses of him in like the costume fitting stuff, and we've seen just barely a glimpse of him with his hand on R2, and we only know it's him because it's a robot hand. And other than that, and the slightly ADR stuff from the previous trailer, we haven't really had anything from Luke at all. And in fact, this week there's been a "Where's Luke" hashtag going around Twitter.
That's true.
People photoshopping him absurdly into the trailer in increasingly more hilarious permutations.
But how could you not? I mean, seriously, it's
Luke.
Yeah, it is Luke.
Let's see. Number 3, I would say, would be Poe Dameron getting presumably force tortured by Kylo Ren.
That was going to be one of mine, because we've seen him kind of whooping and giving the back, patting, patting. I just want to keep calling him John Boyega because that's how I know him. But Finn, on the back and stuff like that.
We've seen him be, good guy. Yeah. And then we see him in kind of the Han Solo on Bespin position here. But he looks more defiant than anything right there, which has me really intrigued. And I already like him because I love Oscar Isaac.
I've funny enough, it's weird. It's like the movie that I found him in that I found that I really liked him was, of all things, Sucker Punch.
Right? I remember, it's really funny. There's a podcast that I really like called How Did This Get Made?
And yes, I listened to that.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, they did Sucker Punch. And June Diane Raphael kept going on about how the guy that played Blue, I think he's really attractive. And everyone was like, oh my God, you're nuts. And it's Oscar Isaac. And now, he's been in all these movies, Ex Machina, Inside Llewyn Davis, and now Star Wars. And he's having this, huge career takeoff. And I keep thinking back when I first saw him in Sucker Punch, and I kept thinking, he'd be really good looking if it wasn't for that weird little porn stash.
Well, I think that's what kind of admired. It was like he actually made the porn stash work for him, and especially with Art House Legends. I've been watching a few porn stashes recently. I got to give it to him. He works that thing.
And also I've been reading the Road to the Force Awakens comics, and two of the characters in the first 2 issues so far are his parents. And mention of young Poe, there was just a quick little name drop in the most recent issue. And yeah, it's really interesting to see his mom and his dad. His mom's, the ace pilot, and his dad's an infantryman. And they're hanging around post Endor and having adventures. And I want to like him just because he has such a badass family.
He does, but I mean, the thing is that especially in this trailer, we're seeing some pretty awesome ship on ship action here.
Oh my God, yes, with the TIE fighters flying around in between the wrecked Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon, and the X-wings. Okay. The X-wings skimming across the water in that one scene. Oh, just give me all of it. I've loved X-wings since I was a little kid. Give me all of it. I've had a soft spot for X-wing pilots, and I think that might also explain my Poe Dameron love.
Me, I'll be honest here. People want to be Jedis. I want to be an X-wing pilot.
Yes, when I was little, my bike was my X-wing or my Velociraptor.
Did you see the new Battlefield trailer?
Yes.
Okay,
2 little kids.
Yes, you come on, I admit it. You got some.
I had major nostalgia.
I don't know if I can feel the same way about the game itself, but I will say that the trailer was exceptionally well made. It was great. But okay, so back to the trailer that we're here for. Okay, so number 2.
Number 2. It occurs to me that I think I did this in reverse order.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, number 2. Kylo Ren and fanboying Vader's melted helmet. I was really, to pardon the turn of phrase, but lukewarm on Kylo Ren at first, because I really did not like Adam Driver since Girls. I did not like Girls. I didn't really like Adam Driver. But he's really growing on me. Just the concept of an angry Vader fanboy just messing up the universe because he wants to be like Vader. I don't know why that's growing on me, but it is.
Part of me finds it hilarious that, or at least in the trailer, they give him the kind of James Kirk pause in the middle of his sentence. Is this like, I will finish what you started.
I know it's probably either he's trying to affect the same speech patterns as Vader with a with the pauses for breathing and all that. Either that or it's the ADR of 2 lines cut together.
Yeah. No, I have a feeling that because it's too awkward, and I don't think that that J.J. Abrams would have such awkward pauses between parts of a sentence, especially the way it is. So either it's 2 different sentences that are cut together, or it's or it's just kind of cut differently so that it could meet the pace of the trailer, because the trailer has this kind of beat kind of thing, because we first start off with Rey, who are you? I don't know. And then we get
that, by the way, is my last moment. The "Who are you?" No one. Which I see that someone joke, confirmed she's Arya Stark. But just the mystery of who Rey is deepens. I'm like, is she related to Obi-Wan? Is she related to Luke and Leia? Who is she? I want to know. Is she the one that, has the Force in her? Are they talking to Finn? What's going on? Is Maz talking to Leia? What's going on?
The trailer definitely gives, the poster gives us the impression that Rey is our main protagonist. She is our Luke Skywalker here.
Yeah, she's right there in the middle, and her staff, if you notice, is parallel to Kylo Ren's blade. And in another amusing note, the cross guard that everyone seemed to have a problem with is also kind of in parallel to Finn holding the blue unlucky lightsaber.
Yeah, and so I do. Okay, so. I know that they've been kind of teasing this already with the vines and stuff, but for me, my moment is Finn getting ready to draw down on Kylo Ren. If there's one other thing that I love about Star Wars, the classic old school Star Wars, it's a good old fashioned lightsaber duel, especially against characters that aren't trying to be all flashy and do kind of baton twirling lightsabers. But for me, it feels like it's going to be a nasty draw out fight in the snow. It has a kind of a samurai element to it, which I freaking love. I also love the fact that we see Kylo Ren's lightsaber in the rain.
Yes. I am a sucker for lightsaber in the rain effect. Between episode 2 and a lot of the stuff that they did in like video games and comics and the Clone Wars TV series, I just give me all that. Give me the rain sizzling on the lightsabers. Just give me.
Absolutely. But for me, I mean, those are the scenes that really kind of stood out for me, other than the ones that you've mentioned. But oh man, and I will say that I was kind of disappointed in the renditions of the Force theme that they used. It felt like they were using like the Muzak version of the theme. It didn't feel like a John Williams.
I don't think so.
Element. It just I don't know. Part of it just kind of didn't feel. Well, like with the last trailer that we had, it kind of swept up and, it built up the da 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 da. I mean, it had that John Williams kind of grandeur, where he's playing, he's allowing the lower brass to kind of go lower while he's allowing his wind instruments to kind of reach higher. So it has that kind of equilibrium kind of thing, where here it's just not there. But I don't know, it's just this is a small nitpick for me specifically. The trailer itself, what I'm very happy about, is we get really nothing about the story.
I feel like the first trailer, the reason that it had the Force theme so grandiose like that is because the first trailer was a lot more, there's like feeling of hope and this, this feeling of wonder. And this one, there's a little bit more, feeling of urgency. We see the characters in danger. We see a bit more sense of mystery. So you don't want the big grandiose feeling of hope. You want, like, you hear a little bit more of like, the Sith theme and all that. I just get those hints of the Force theme.
Yeah, I will say that I'm very curious to see what Williams is going to have for this New Order, this New Order Empire thing, because obviously he can't just rehash the Imperial March.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get something new for this, and I'm curious to see what he's gonna have, because in a way, this is probably gonna be his last Star Wars film, and I have a feeling that whoever's going to take over next, Michael Giacchino, is going to have to put these things in to kind of keep keep the balance, to have it feel like it's continuing and not becoming a whole new different thing.
Yeah, actually, if you look at what's been done with Clone Wars and Rebels, that's a really good example of a new composer trying to find a good balance with regards to old Star Wars music and familiar themes and new Star Wars themes. Like, it's gotten to the point where the Ahsoka theme has actually become really recognizable. And there's this one theme from the first season. It's the Innocence of Ryloth's theme. And it played really recently in an episode of Rebels at this one particular point that tied into the story. And you're like, oh, I know this part. And it's gotten to where, yes, you know, you get the familiar themes like the Force theme and little hints of the Imperial March and things like that at vital points of the story, but it has become its own thing. And I think we might start seeing things like that, especially now that we're not foreshadowing anymore, now that we're in a new story.
And to me, that this is the most exciting aspect of what we're getting here, is that we're in unknown territory, but we're in good hands, and that's something that I cannot convey. For me, at least, it's comforting me going forward, because we have Lawrence Kasdan coming back to write the screenplay, and having him be kind of a driving force for the screenplays that we're getting, because I also know he's doing the Han Solo movie, and if I'm not correct, he's at least done a rewrite of Rogue One as well.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about
that
cast.
I love the cast photo. That I will say, I love the cast photo of Rogue One, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it and what we're going to get with it. And
I had to go look at the cast again because I love all of them. I love all of them.
I love the diversity of cast. Okay, today, and I don't want to give it too much credit because I honestly think it's a whole bunch of troll work, but I do want to go ahead and at least address it. There's been some controversy going on today about some idiots talking about boycotting Star Wars Episode 7 because of the diversity of the cast. I honestly, this feels like a whole bunch of trolls.
Yeah, I heard that it was that it originated on 4chan. I know there was, you know, way back when John Boyega and Oscar Isaac were first announced and the first trailer showed up, that, yeah, people were really upset because, you know, OMG, what happened to the white people of Star Wars? It's like, dude, what year is it? I mean, whatever, get over yourself.
Seriously. But no,
the fact is that there have been non-white people in Star Wars for a really long time. All of the clone troopers are Maori. I know I always mispronounce it because I'm very sorry. I'm not from New Zealand.
Okay, Cameron Morrison, we love you. We love you.
Yes. Jimmy Smits, Bail Organa. He's Mexican-American. Veronica Segura, who played the handmaiden who got killed in episode 2, Mexican-American. Well, Mexican, actually. She's from Mexico. Queen Jamila from episode 2 is Indian British. And the queen from episode 3, who's played by Keisha Castle Hughes, also Maori.
Yes.
And, you know, all the way back to the original trilogy.
Lando.
You had Lando. You had Asian pilots. You had female pilots who were mostly, you know, cut from the movie or dubbed over with a male voice. Which has annoyed me to no end. But
I love the diversity here, specifically. It's not because it's diverse. I love it because I love these actors.
Yes.
Because I know who these actors are, with the exception of Daisy Ridley. But from what I'm seeing, I have a feeling, I feel like she's going to fit in really well with this cast. It's not that we've completely removed the white people. Hell, we got Andy Serkis and Max von Sydow.
I completely forgot was in the cast until I was looking at the
poster,
the end of the trailer, and it's like, and Max von Sydow, and I was like, oh yeah, he's in it. We haven't seen anything about him since it was announced.
There's a whole bunch here that I'm really excited about, but like I said, when I heard that John Boyega was being cast for this movie, I cheered. To me, that was something that I was really happy about because I saw him in Attack the Block, which is one of my Halloween films now because it's just that awesome. And a lot of it is because of his performance. and I've seen some of his other stuff. He's a great young working actor, and I feel like he has the heart for this kind of material.
Yeah, and on a completely non, his actual acting work, him and Daisy Ridley have been palling around ever since they've been filming. And they are so adorable promoting this movie together.
The only reason why Oscar Isaac isn't palling around with him is because he's busy.
Yeah, he's busy. And also he's like way older than them. He's
in a way, I mean, he's kind of like Han Solo. I mean,
yeah, he is.
But I mean, with Oscar Isaac, I mean, hell, he's got an HBO special, which I think maybe it came out last month. I thought it was this month, but it's this like 5-part miniseries. Last year he was in last year was in like 4 films. This year he's what, in like 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's a whole bunch. Oh, also his interview on the Nerdist was fantastic.
Of course,
Show Me a Hero, I don't think has premiered yet. IMDb, come to my rescue.
But no, I mean, so honestly, I don't want to give it a whole lot of credit, because again, it just feels like it feels like a bunch of idiots that decided that they're going to start some controversy.
It really is.
And when it comes to it feels like in some instances that some people are just looking for a reason to show outrage.
Yeah, and I keep thinking, I can't even be mad about it. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, I think it was John Scalzi this morning who said, "Oh, so you mean there's not going to be as many racists in my theater when I watch Star Wars?" Good. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right, so
good riddance if it actually calls out pulls out the actual racists and not the trolls.
Honestly, I feel like it's like the whole Mad Max thing. It's like it really, honestly, it was just a bunch of idiot trolls that decided to pull this kind of crap. I don't think it's going to have any impact on the people. It just
made me love that movie more. Your tears sustain me.
Anyway,
tears sustain me.
I will say that my tears came from the fact that I'm having such a hard time getting tickets. Okay, that is where my tears are coming from at this point.
I'm sorry.
It's like it's because I don't want to say that I'm really picky, but for this particular movie, I do want to have the maximum enjoyment that I can have with this. And thankfully in Houston, there's a lot of great options. The problem is, there's a whole bunch of people who are going to be seeing this movie, and I remember the whole Avatar debacle. I mean, it was so hard to see it in IMAX. It's so hard to see it in many of the 3D, because as soon as it dropped and people were just interested in seeing it, all of that stuff just sold out, and it sold out for weeks. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not waiting weeks.
Yeah, so I had the ticket window for Alamo Drafthouse open all day, and I was just refreshing. Mm-hmm. And then by the time, the ticket window popped up and it was like, we're ready. And I pressed, the tickets, database error.
Mm-hmm.
No. So then I pulled up the AMC near me. I'm like, well, then I'll see it in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my tickets, and then it takes forever to process. So I put in, so it goes to the payment information. I put in my payment. It's processing. And then it goes, and then it times out right as I, So I'm like, no. So finally we're going by the one that's nearest to my house that doesn't have IMAX, but is still a pretty decent theater.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're going to see this
third try. And then of course we're going to go. Times, right? Oh yeah. We have plans to go see it that Sunday at the Alamo Drafthouse, so we can get the special edition mug and magazine because we need them.
No, I want the magazine specifically. I love Drafthouse. And by the way, Drafthouse, if you don't mind, I would have no problem advertising for you if you would like to sponsor us. Just letting you know.
Oh yeah, Drafthouse. Seriously, Drafthouse is the best.
It is. It truly is.
I will. I'm wondering if there will be anything like the time that my husband and I went to go see the second to last Harry Potter movie. Is Deathly Hallows Part 1. Mm-hmm. And it was, one of the later shows, so no kids allowed. And a drunk guy about 3 rows in front of us led the theater in a drunken,
Weasley is our king.
Dobby.
Oh.
Yeah. Dobby!
No, well, I don't know which one it was. Maybe it was Half-Blood Prince, but we did before the movie started. We had the audience going around of Weasley as our king, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But all right, so we're gonna keep this kind of short. But I do know that you're going to be coming back to the Art House Legends podcast. Yeah. For a very special Art House of Horror episode, yes. Which is actually kind of a round 2, which I haven't forgotten. And so we're doing The Exorcist, which will be out next Wednesday. It'll be the Wednesday before Halloween. And I just want to say, check it out. It's going to be a great episode.
It's going to be fun.
But do you want to plug anything else while you're here? In fact, I believe your husband just started a new podcast.
He didn't start one, but he guested on one. He was on the most recent episode of Gonna Geek talking about space. And so, yeah, I give that a listen. I think it's like episode 170, something like that. And I am regularly on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. I live tweet pretty much every episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agent Carter or whatever it is we're watching that week on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central Time. Mm-hmm. And when we record, I'm usually there, barring catastrophic disasters. So,
well, that goes with anybody, at least with me anyway. Yeah. Okay, but you could find those episodes on gonnageek.com through the podcast feed there. The Art House Legends podcast can also be found on gonnageek.com as well. Just to let you know, I had a commentary about Psycho that was done just last week. If you want to subscribe, and you can find that particular episode on there. Next week, I am going to be doing yet another commentary. This time around, I believe it's going to be on The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1978 version. I love this film. I cannot wait to talk about this film. It's one of my Halloween movies.
It's a good one.
So I'm very excited about that. And also I'm also posting other stuff on here as well. Don't forget our Art House Minute episode as well. That'll kind of give you more information as to what we're doing. And I have a feeling that around December 20th or so, just before Christmas, we might be revisiting Star Wars on the vidcast. I'm going to try to get together a whole variety of stars to join us for a massive, 2, maybe 3 hour conversation about all things Star Wars, specifically The Force Awakens. Lauren, you feel free to come and join us for this one because it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
But at this time, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lauren, for coming in on and talking Star Wars.
Thank you so much for having me.
And this is this is the MovieDude Eric.
This is Lauren.
And good night.
Good night.